Hello. Welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes, as usual. I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a pullover I got off of Amazon. I believe it cost $12.99 because I'm a big spender. Just letting you know. So I'm using a web browser. It's called Microsoft Edge. So I go to Google, and then when Google pops up, Google says you should use Google Chrome because Google works better if you use Google Chrome. You can download it. Here's a link. So I'm thinking, oh, cool, an updated version of Google Chrome. I'll download it. So when I click download for the Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge has another pop-up saying Microsoft Edge uses the same technology as Google Chrome. Do you want to switch to Google Chrome because you won't like what did it say? It said something like you won't have. Oh no, it said like, are you sure you want to switch because Google Chrome doesn't have like the Microsoft Edge protection or something like it doesn't have the Microsoft Edge. Anyway, the whole point is I'm using Microsoft Edge. I go to Google. Google says use Google Chrome. Then when I click on Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge says no, don't use Google Chrome. So right now both are fighting back and forth. It was so weird. Said, are you sure you want to use Google Chrome? Because Microsoft Edge has the same technologies as Google Chrome, except it has the Microsoft Edge. That's what it said. Except it has the Microsoft. Just get it. It's called Microsoft Edge. That's good advertising, but I just think it's really weird. Like, is that like the beginning of the AI war? Was that like the T1000 fighting the T800? Was that how it started? Anyway, it was just weird. So I'm afraid to go with either one of them. I mean, like they're fighting over me. It's like it's like the two chicks, with drug problems, and I'm holding the last 20 sack of meth. I'm gonna get both these browsers to suck my dick at the same time. Anyway, yeah. So I was what was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm having math problems in my head. I'm like, well, if two escorts were going to suck your dick, how much would that cost? It's just funny how my mind goes there. I mean, it's not like I have any experience with escorts. I really don't. So anyway, I was keeping track, and when I mean keeping track, I mean I wasn't. That submarine that went down to look at the Titanic, and they lost contact with it. This is what I don't understand. Why do people go on adventures like that? I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. Like the five people in the submarine, little submarine, to go down there and look at the Titanic, and it costs $250,000 a ticket. This is what I don't understand. What do you gain by going in a sub to look at the Titanic? I just don't know that mentality. And then $250,000. I mean, like $100, okay, sure, but not $250,000. And the people on board are, well, of course, they're all like rich, like billionaires. One of them is actually the owner of the company that's in that of the sub. Isn't that funny? The owner of of the of the submarine company that goes down to check out the Titanic is stranded down there at the bottom of the ocean. I mean, they're dead now, but like they had like whatever, like roughly 24 hours of air left. I mean, this is like earlier today. So they've probably all suffocated to death. But let's just say if the hole cracked or whatever, they would turn to goo in under zero point 0.5 seconds. Like I was doing some research. Like if you're underwater, in like because I believe it's like 2 miles underwater. So if you're that far underwater and the hole breaks, you turn to mush in like it was like 0.2 seconds. I know scientists did the research. I don't know how they do this research. I don't know how they know you turn to mush in 0.2 seconds. But that's what someone said. It was probably Fox News. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, I just don't understand why you would want it to go down there and look at the Titanic. Okay, see, if I want to see the Titanic, you know what I would do? Well, first of all, I don't have $250,000. Okay, but I don't have $100 either, so I would not go. But you know what I would do? I would watch a special on PBS. Yep, I would watch a special on because you know what? PBS. I remember as a kid, I saw a special on PBS, and they sent a submarine. Well, it wasn't manned; it had a camera on it, and it filmed the Titanic, and it was swimming around, had really good pictures. So I've seen the Titanic. I just didn't have to go down there, and it was free. Crazy, huh? So I saw the same thing they saw, except I'm alive. Crazy, isn't it? The owner, the CEO, whatever, of the submarine, of the tourist submarine company, um, he only hired pilots that weren't white and weren't in the military. So basically, he hired people based on race, not qualifications. So I'm just wondering if did that play into a factor of the submarine not being able to resubmerge? You know, I probably used that word wrong. I wonder if they came into a factor of the submarine not being able to reach the surface again. You know, and then they said that the submarine had some fail safe. So let's say if it got stuck down there, it had a weight that it could release, and it would make it super floaty, and it would just float up to the top. So the fact that it just didn't float up to the top means that there's something really wrong. And I'm assuming the weight that's holding it to keep it down. You probably have to get out the sub and untie it. So I think that's why. I don't know, but whatever. Um, this is just another example of why you should hire people based on qualifications and not on skin color, height, weight, all that bullshit. Like, but this goes with everything. I don't care what the job is. I don't care if it's the person at the supermarket ringing up my groceries. Just hire the person that's I know. Anyone's qualified to ring up groceries. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I'm just saying. You just want the best person for the job. I mean, okay, like when you go to the doctor, do you want whatever, a Chinese doctor, or do you want the best doctor? Do you want a female doctor, or do you want the best doctor? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you want a Mexican doctor, or do you want the best doctor? Insert everything, what I'm saying. Do you want a white doctor? Yes. Do you want a transgender doctor or the best doctor? Do you want a tall doctor or the best doctor? Do you want a white doctor? Yes. Do you want a short? Okay. You you feel me? You just want the most qualified person. That's it. Like I don't care if the doctor's 30. I don't care if the doctor's 60. I don't care if it's Doogie Howser. Just I want the most qual. If I go to McDonald's, the person making the fries, I want the most qualified person making the fries. Like I said, it could be any job across the board. Okay? I go to a car mechanic. I don't care if it's a girl. I don't care if it's a boy. I don't care if it's just black, white, Chinese, sideways Mexican, whatever, Native American. Just give me the person who's most qualified to change my oil. Change my oil. Who's ever the most qualified? I'm not gonna care. I mean, just this whole woke bullshit is gonna get people killed. I mean, because like some jobs are more important than other jobs. Like like actually the car mechanic job. Like like the person fixing your brakes. That's kind of important. I want the most qualified person fixing my brakes, not the most whatever insert social identity person. I don't care. I don't care if it's a woman from India. If she's the most qualified to change my brakes, have her change my brakes. You know. And have her do that little dance too, where you act like there's a rock in your foot and you're screwing a light bulb in the ceiling. Okay? That's okay. It's not racist. Oh, and so, people ask, and when I say people, I mean my other personalities. They ask, um, how come you don't really answer any more questions from the internets? Well, you know why? Because I can't keep an account long enough. For those of you who don't know, I had a Twitter. I keep having a Twitter, and my Twitter keeps getting taken away. And so I just gave up on Twitter. Um, the last Twitter I had, the last Twitter account I had, lasted like a couple weeks, and then I got banned. And this is when Elon. This is after Elon took over. I got banned for like hate speech or something like that. I forgot exactly what it was, but someone came at me. Okay, someone cyber attacked me on a comment, and I said something back. On I forgot what it was. It was so long ago, and I said something back. But the difference between what I said and what they said is they reported me, and so I'm gone. Even though they said more, and I don't know if it's worse, but I'm just saying like they said the same thing that I said. I just said it back, and of course I got reported, so I lost my account. Um, and then on Facebook today, on Facebook, I received a 30-day ban for going against community standards because of all the you know anti-gay shit. And when I mean anti-gay shit, I mean anti-transing the kids propaganda. But apparently, if you don't want to trans children, you're anti-gay. So I guess I'm anti-gay because I don't want to trans children. Because I want to leave the children alone, it means it's hate speech. It makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. You got posts on Facebook where, like people are talking about how, like whatever people of that persuasion, like trans people should be, hanging out with kids, reading books to them and shit, being their mentors. I'm like, no, I don't, I don't want some dude in a dress interacting with my daughter. That just sounds weird. Or I don't want some chick who's pretending to be a guy interacting with my kids. I mean, no. And if that's hate speech, then okay, then I guess that's hate speech. I just think it's common sense. Leave the children alone. I don't see what's so controversial about leaving kids alone. Call me crazy. Well, when I say leave them alone, I mean with all the gay shit. I mean like if you see a kid, you want to like push them, throw rocks at them. That's cool. I mean that makes them tough. But you don't want to mentally see the problem with children is their minds are malleable. I mean, you say the wrong thing to a child, you can mess them up for life. So it's like like you don't want your children around, you know, those kind of people. Imagine being a parent and you have to like explain shit Like, yeah, I don't know how I can really explain why that guy's pretending to be a woman without messing you up. So let's just pretend it didn't happen, and we'll talk about it when you're older. You know, as a parent, your worst nightmare is seeing like weird shit like that, and then you have some parents who are so stupid they actually bring their children to that shit. You know those kids are gonna be messed up when they're older, and those kids need to be taken away from those parents. I mean, you got to be stupid to bring your children around that trans shit. I mean, you got to be stupid, or just you just don't give a fuck about your kid. I mean, you really. I mean, like, how woke do you have to be that you're gonna screw up your kid just so you can make a post on Facebook saying, "Look how woke I am." Fucking idiot. Yeah, it just blows my mind. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.